TCT presents Public Report, a look at the issues and events of importance to our viewing area. Now, here's your host.
Hello, Tyron Hoyson here once again at TCT with Public Report. I'm so glad you're here. I don't know if you were here last week or not, but if you were, you're going to see the continuation, the part 2 of a really, really great show. In case you missed it, we talked about how we featured a group of people who were brought together, diverse people who were brought together by destiny, and from that they created an awesome organization called Drill4Life. And they had so much to say, we had to have them back again. So here we are. Welcome back again.
Thank you.
Guys,
Great.
welcome back
Thank
again.
You.
So for those that may not have seen us the last time, can we just start with you just introducing yourself?
My name is Jim Lambright.
My name is Stacy Lambright.
My name is Simba Maswela.
Simba, okay. For those of us that maybe missed it, could you, Stacy, give us a brief recap of what Drill4Life is?
Sure. Drill4Life, definitely, like you said, is a group brought together by destiny, but I met Simba on Craigslist. He was actually cleaning carpets. I called him to come clean carpets at my house. And literally the first 3 or 4 hours that he was there, we sat talking about his village back home and just, you know, the condition. He was the only person here in America out of 11 brothers that was actually supporting nieces, nephews, his mom, everybody back home. Yeah. And they were in such need for like clothing, just the bare necessities.
Wow. Well, when Simba here came to the home of Stacy and Jim, who is her husband, they were just moved by his story and really felt that they needed to get involved. How did you feel when you heard all that he had to say?
You know, the fact that his village did not have water, it's something that we take for granted here. You know, when you're brushing your teeth, you'll just let the sink just run, and here these people were walking miles and miles, an entire day's trip to go and get water, and these kids who should be going to school are instead going to get water, and we just take for granted for that. And when I found out how much it costs to drill a well in a village, I was embarrassed and ashamed of the fact that my TV in my house costs more than what it would take to drill a well that would change thousands of people's lives for generations.
Wow. So you guys are entrepreneurs, you're involved with business. Tell me about what you do.
Correct. We're in the real estate business, and then we also are in energy deregulation. But,
Okay. So who spoke up first? Who, out of the two of you, who said, hey, I want to get involved with this? Was it which one of you?
Well, you know, I'm a good husband, so my wife came up with that, and I support her.
Happy wife, happy life.
It was a great idea by her, and I was absolutely all for it. My wife had already done a couple nonprofits, one feeding the homeless in Columbus, and she was hugely successful with that. And when I thought we could help Simba and his family there, I said, let's absolutely do it with our resources that we have.
Wow. So any of you can speak to this. Since that meeting, that chance meeting that changed your lives, really, how has your relationship grown, or what has it turned into?
Well, I will speak to that. Like I said, I don't have family here. I live in Eastern Pennsylvania and all that, but this has been my family now. You know, a Drill4Life has brought in people together that I never knew that they would come and help. There's so many people out there with good heart, so many of them.
Yeah.
You know, and when we started the first fundraising, you know, of golf, it was a golf tournament.
Really?
And Stacy put it all together, and she's a very good coordinator, by the way. And I really didn't know what to do, okay? And I didn't expect the number of people that would be there. But I think we did a great event, and we cooked the Zimbabwean authentic food.
Really?
Yes.
It was incredible.
It was incredible?
Yes, Zimbabwean authentic food, the greens.
You didn't bring
salsa.
any here with you, did you?
No, no. You have to come to the event for you to have some.
I think they are.
Yeah. So I think our first event was great, you know, and that's actually what we put all of it, really, that money we put in our first dry well. And then we had to do another event again for us to raise money for the IOU.
Yes.
Because we didn't have enough to pay for the first well that was dry. But that first well, that is the one that hit the vein, was given in honor of my mom, that had passed, because she didn't live to see that first well that came to the village.
Wow.
Yes.
That's very interesting. So for those of you that didn't see the last time, they raised tons of money to dig their first well, and dug it, got there, and there was no water. So they had to do it again. So the contractor accepted an IOU to dig another well, and thankfully there was water there.
Yeah.
And what was it like when the people drank clean water for the first time?
You gotta see the pictures.
Yeah.
You gotta see the pictures, and I think you guys will see those pictures. But I never drank clean water when I was in the village, and the people that were seeing the first clean water coming out, you should be able to see their eyes. And I sent Stacy and Jim and Dion the first baby picture of the baby drinking water. She will say she will have to comment on
I was
that.
actually in a business meeting, and we had pictures of the process, the rigs being there, the villagers while the drilling was happening. We had pictures of those coming in, and we had hit water. And I was in a business meeting, and I can remember my phone went off, and I saw it was from Simba. And we were in communication with Simba's brother, who was on site,
Right.
was sending us the actual pictures. And he forwarded a picture, and it was this little girl. And if I had to guess, she was probably 1.5, 2, maybe about 2. And the well is just starting to come together. The casing's not even around it yet. They're just starting to get like pumping the fresh water out. And she's sitting there drinking and it was the first time she had ever had clean water. And I just bawled. I'm in a business meeting, a real estate meeting, and I was bawling. And I'm sorry. It was awesome.
It was incredible. You're talking about an entire event that occurred all because of the internet. You know, we talk a lot of times about the evil of the internet, but this entire process was done over Skype and over YouTube.
Wow.
The villagers would take video and then go into town to an internet cafe and upload the videos to YouTube, and so we would watch them after they happened, and to see these videos pop up on our phone on YouTube.
So we can see these on YouTube?
You can absolutely see them on there, and also on our website. You can see videos of what's happened in the process and how it occurs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I hear, too, that you guys have never actually been to Zimbabwe.
Correct.
How has that worked?
You know, one thing that we wanted to make sure is that people understood, our supporters, and one thing they really appreciate is the fact that every penny that comes in goes into drilling a well, and they know that that money doesn't go to administrative costs. We don't take salaries. Nobody on the board does. In fact, we donate our money and our time to do these things, and that they are providing water for a person on another side of the world that can never repay them,
Right.
never thank them, and that they'll probably never meet. And that, in my opinion, is true giving, when somebody can't repay you. We've never been, and we didn't want to, the cost it would take for us to go there
Very expensive.
we could do a well for the cost it would take us
probably
to
a
get
couple,
there.
right?
Sure.
So
Just on the board,
one day
maybe.
we'll visit when we've done it, the money from our own pocket, but never from funds that are given to our
So that's definitely
our
on
501c3.
your bucket list, to go to
It
Zimbabwe.
is. I want to find that little girl.
You want to find that little girl?
Yes.
You want to find that little girl?
Yeah.
Do you keep regular contact, since it's your village?
It is.
Do you
Yeah.
keep regular, but you live here now?
I live here now.
Do you keep regular contact with the people from that village?
I do.
How are they?
I do. Man, they are so appreciative of what we have done for them. It's a lifetime gift. It's a lifetime gift. Now, I still get those pictures of people, lining up their buckets to get clean water.
Yeah.
And so what they do is, when they pump that water, that extra water that spills out is the one that goes to the animals. So the animals are actually, are drinking.
So everybody's benefiting.
As everybody's benefit, and this is, and this is not just for drinking. It's not benefiting drinking. We have a surrounding. That's first well. All the surrounding area we have gardens. They're starting to have vegetables. They're starting to produce. Now they have a life. They have something to live for.
Yes.
They never had that before. They never had that before. And that's the same thing with our second well. And we're hoping that we're going to continue this adventure with our third well. The first well was dry. The second well was good. The third well was good. Okay, so we want to make sure we continue that legacy by giving these villagers that are really forgotten by the government. giving them that fresh water.
Right. Did you want to say
It's
something?
funny because, I think you had asked us in the earlier show if we had tended to just do Sambas Village, which the initial intention was just Sambas Village. Yeah. But what it did for us back here and what it did for them there, it went so seamlessly smooth.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we tell a story, afterwards we decided to keep going, to find our next village. And so Simba and I talked to a couple different people that he knew that was familiar with South Africa, maybe trying to get some funds. And so these gentlemen were business gentlemen. Simba and I went and talked to them, and they misunderstood us and thought that we had not drilled our first well yet. So they literally sat there and scared the snot out of me. Like, how did you get past all the democracy, all the government? How did you get through the red flags? You'll never get through the red flags. And I looked at Simba and I'm like, I'm really glad we didn't talk to them first before we just did it.
The bureaucracy there is what we found is when we were trying to give money to other organizations, the amount of bureaucracy and red tape you had to clear, there was so much of it. It was easier for us to go straight to the drilling company, and then we were able to pick our own villages that we wanted to help. And instead of all the corruption and things that's involved with a lot of bribery and things for villages to get at the top of list of other organizations that drill water wells, we're able to go straight to them and go right to the people and bypass all that corruption.
Yeah. Let me expand on that. And I'm going to give you the process. So we have someone that is on the ground, okay? That's my brother, that when there's a need, we send him to go and evaluate the need, okay, on that particular village. And by the way, one well is probably taking care of about 10,000 people.
Really?
Okay? Yes, just one well. Okay? So when he goes to evaluate the need, he looks at, okay, is there another well somewhere? Okay? If there's another well somewhere, then he can say, well, we won't be able to put it here because we tried to do a 3-mile radius. Okay? So when he does that, then he lets us know. What we do is we let the contractor go and dig the well. But what he does is he has to go and talk to the chiefs in the village. Find out, is it okay if we come in and dig a well for your people? Okay. Yes, they also are afraid of the government. They're also afraid of politics.
Yeah. Right.
So some of them will tell you, no, who are you?
Right.
And who are you with?
Right.
Which political party are you with? So we let them know we are not affiliated with any political party, And if any political party want to take what's the word?
Claim.
To claim that they did it, that's fine.
Yeah.
They can do that. All we want to do is to continuously give that value, for human life to the people of Zimbabwe. That's what we are trying to do. And if the chief says, okay, yeah, that's fine, you can come and dig a well, then our contractor goes and digs a well, and the water comes out, we seal it, perfect, we're done. We go to the next village.
Wow.
Yeah,
why do you think it's so difficult? Why is it so difficult to, this is a necessity. Why is it so difficult to make this happen?
Water is so valuable and so hard to get that it's almost used as currency.
Really?
They'll use it as negotiating tools and for bribery and for power. And, it's a shame that it happens and that human beings do that to each other, but it's the reality of how it works.
If we didn't have Simba's brother there to not only go talk to the chiefs, but actually send stuff back to us where we could see their current drinking situation and what their villages were going through, it would be way harder, if not even impossible, from this side of the ocean. Right.
So your brother is a vital part of this.
Huge.
Very, very, very much so. And we reimburse him for whatever that he does in terms of going in and evaluate and talk to people, talk to the chiefs, and sometimes he's told, well, you have to come back because the chief is not available, or he is, he's not here, whatever it is. And that chief has to speak to someone else, for them to begin, to agree on stuff like that. But like what Jim said, some of it is just power.
Yeah.
They want to control all this because they want the people, the villagers, to support them and vote for them. So if they say, well, we brought you a well, we dug a well for you, vote for us. you know, which is politics. It is politics.
Yeah.
Okay. But we are not looking at that. Okay. We are not looking at which political party is the best, and we're not politicians. Okay. We are just bringing clean water, which is a value to the life of a person, any person, to the villages of Zimbabwe. Wow. That's what we are trying to do.
It's a basic human right.
It's a basic human right. You mentioned before that you don't mind if somebody else takes the credit.
Correct.
You don't care about that. You're not doing this for any sort of notification.
No.
You're doing it because you just want to see something good happen.
Correct.
And some good has happened, as we talked about the little girl. How has just the work that you've done so far, and how many wells have you done?
We've done 3.
Done 3.
One was dry, so 2 villages.
Two villages. How has this work impacted your life? How has it impacted your life to know that you were able to go back and make that kind of a difference?
It has impacted my life, but I really don't take that personally. I don't want that to come to me.
Yes.
It comes to the people around me.
Yes.
You know, like you said earlier, these guys have never been in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if I go to Zimbabwe right now and they say, well, thank you, Simba, for doing what you do, and stuff like that. Well, I don't want the thank you. These guys should, if I could fly all of them to say, come and say thank you to these guys and to the people around us, to the people that are seeing this, I think that's the important part. You know, because I did not bring anything.
Yes.
You know, it's the people around me that have managed to see the need, and they're doing it out of their heart. I think that's the important part.
I was just going to say, he brought the heart. Don't let him fool you.
He brought the heart.
I want to say something about Simba, too, is, you know, he spent many years in this country going through the immigration process naturally, and he is now an American citizen.
Yes.
And I want to say how great
Yes,
that was.
thank you. Thank you.
And he's since
Thank
moved
you.
his son, daughter, and his
Yeah.
wife here.
Yeah.
So you brought your family here?
Yes, I did.
Wow. So you had to leave them in order to try to make a better life.
Of course.
How difficult was that? I'm sure
It was difficult. Like I said, the first time I came here, I was for school. I said, I'm going to go and I'm going to do a couple years and maybe do an associate, and then I'll come back. Okay. But in those 2 years, things just changed drastically. Things just went bad. And you know, I'm thinking, well, I'm in school. Well, I'm studying now to help people that I never thought I would be helping. You know, then I said, if I go back, it's not gonna benefit me or benefit my family. So I'm just gonna stay and start the process of applying for paperwork, for citizenship. You know, and I was patient. It took almost 10 years for me to get my green card, and for me to get to the citizenship. I think 14 years for me to get the citizenship. That's the process. You gotta be patient. You know, do what you need to do. The United States of America has a process, and you follow it, and you're going to be okay. Yeah. If you want to jump through the ropes, then it's your fault. Okay, so I did that, and now I'm here, and I'm thankful I'm thankful to God that has made me, you know, be able to meet the people I met and all that. So.
Wow.
And look how many lives you've been able to change, Simba, by doing that, and now you're giving back and changing all those lives back there. Incredible job.
I love that. I love that he's humble. I love that he's humble. How awesome would it be if everybody had the attitude of helping, not just because they wanted the credit, but because somebody needed the help?
Right. Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, it's always very awesome. Yeah.
I want to know, when you were digging the wells, how much time was needed to spend overseeing the work, and how long did that take? Is that a quick, like an hour-long job?
The actual digging is not very long. I know the night that we were waiting to see on the second, when we made that call, and we had just hit the dry well, and we made that call to go ahead and dig for the second well on an IOU. It was probably about 1 in the morning that we made that call, and by 7 a.m. we had the word back here that they had hit water.
Yeah.
So that was the process of the digging.
Yeah. The main struggle is getting to where the well is needed.
That's the hard part.
Because
getting the equipment there is difficult. They have to clear rocks, trees, and the villages.
The infrastructure is really bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
the infrastructure is really bad. So for them to get to where the well is needed, they have to clear the roads. They have to make sure that they are huge tracks. There's no trees that can cause any damage to any of those tracks. So that's where they use. But once they get to the site, it's usually a smooth ride, unless if they hit a rock. But the machines are really great that they can pass through the rocks to get to where the water is.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So I know you said the first time that you dug your well, it was dry. There was no water there. Is there a way to ensure that in the future when you dig wells, it won't be dry, or is it always just a risk?
No, the gentlemen that are drilling are very experienced in the drilling industry, but no one can guarantee that it's going to have water there. They know what to look for, what areas where it should be, but there's always an opportunity to hit a dry well. It says it right in the contracts that we sign that they cannot guarantee that there will be water there.
No reimbursements, no nothing. You have to pay for it again.
No. We have, like I said, we have a surveyor that goes first, and this surveyor uses, I can't remember the name of the he uses sticks to find out where the water is. Because, technology, you guys have technology here, we don't have technology in the villages, okay? So they use the sticks to find out where, I think it's called drowsing, I think something like that, to find where the water is. So when those sticks crosses, that's where the water is. So you'll see him putting in a mark to say, here we go, this is where the water is. And that's exactly where the guys are going to come and dig.
Wow.
We drilled 80 meters last time to get water. That's almost 3/4 the length of a football field.
Yeah.
Now, what is that supply of water? Does it run out? What happens if it runs out, and how long do you have before that happens? Do you know?
They go until they hit a vein. There's a way that they do measure it once they hit water. But it's gushing. Like when they bring the water up before it actually has the infrastructure up on top of it, it's definitely a gushing vein.
So it's like a never-ending stream of water coming out.
Yeah.
Is that water sanitary?
Yeah, so the earth has a natural process of sanitizing water as it goes down through the sediment layers. And you have to go down far enough to get down to get clean water, and they'll test that water once they hit it. But when you reach 80 meters and the water has gone through all the sand and silt and everything to get down to that, it's naturally purified. The problem is if you pull water from a creek where there's raw sewage running into it, or they're washing clothes in it, or the animals are using it, that's where all the problems are. The surface water is the problem. But when it's down that deep, it's sanitary and it's clean.
Yeah, exactly right.
Spring water almost.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long has, I remember you said that after this you decided you wanted to create something. How long has Drill4Life been actually in existence?
1 year. We just hit our 1 year mark.
1 year.
Yeah, January.
So what do you see for the future?
We have a goal of 3 villages a year. And so our next fundraiser is set. We're working now with Simba's brother to start, doing the legwork as far as talking to the chiefs and looking at the next village that we're going to put the next borehole in.
Wow.
Yeah. That would be our goal. We really want to try to do at least 3 wells or 3 villages per given year. But obviously that also depends on how much we have from our donors.
Are you a 501c3 approved?
We are.
Yes, we are.
Do you have a board?
We do.
How active are they in what you do?
You're looking at them right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, that's
3 of them right here, plus
yeah.
Dion and a few others.
Yeah, we do. We have a very active board. It's grassroots. And one thing I want to say, too, we actually were connected very quickly after our second village last year with a great web designer and just a media contact. And her vision was really to go really big, really fast. Just because you see the background, you see obviously the need and the emotional feeling, but we made a decision that we want to be very connected, like we talked about where we saw the picture of the little girl and stuff. We want to be connected to the villages that we choose. So we chose to not grow fast, like to really we want it to mean something when we put a borehole in. We don't want mass boreholes going in where we don't know the people, we don't know the results, we don't get to see the pictures, we don't get to see the connections. So that's why you see our goal of 3 villages a year might seem small to some, but it's very meaningful to us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we all have full-time jobs
Yeah.
that we have and careers and things, so
Yeah.
this is something we do in our extra time.
Yeah.
So even you're working a full-time job?
I
as
do
like
work a
this?
full-time job, correct.
And how's your family doing over here?
Good. They're loving it. You know, they're really, really great.
There's a new addition.
His son
Yeah.
and our son.
You have a new addition.
But with the board, just going back to the board, I think they, if anybody goes to our website, they can see the different people that are in the board and what they do for a living. And I think that's important for for people to know that it's not just off the street kind of a board. It is a board of people that have a life, and they're professionals, and they are professionals in what they do. So that was great to actually come up with that kind of a board.
So there's more information about the board on the website.
There's more information about
All the bios are on there.
All the
Check
bios,
everybody out.
all the backstory, and tell me that website.
Go ahead, Stace.
www.drill4life.org.
Gotcha. And if someone wants to, because you kind of thrive on partnership, on people helping you out.
Definitely.
If they want to do that, how they can do that through the website?
On the website, there's a Donate Now button if people would like to push that. And then we've seen some interest from corporations or organizations that would be interested in sponsoring an entire well. And in those cases, we can actually, in the concrete, we can stamp, imprint, if somebody wanted to do it for in memoriam of maybe their mother or something like that, or for their organization, we can put that in there, and it would be in there for ages and ages to come as people come there to pump the well for water.
Yep.
Wow. Awesome. When is the next big fundraiser? Because I'm coming. You're going to have some of that
Yeah.
Zimbabwe
Of course.
food?
Yes, we will.
I'm coming for some of that. When is it going to be?
Our next big one is July 9th, which is going to be our golf outing. It's a lot of fun. You'll definitely have to come for the food and the fun.
That's going to be in
It'll be
In Columbus.
Correct.
In Columbus.
Suburb of Columbus.
Awesome.
And more information will be on our Facebook page and on our website.
On your Facebook
Yes.
page, on the
Yeah.
website. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty daggone awesome. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you guys are here with us. I thank you guys for watching us here at TCT and learning about Drill4Life, which is an awesome organization. It's doing some really great things. Check them out at the website. That is www.drill4life.com. Check them out. .org. Sorry. .org. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
This has been Public Report. Public Report discusses the issues of interest and importance to our viewing area. Please remember that the views expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of TCT or the station.